The person who follows Christ and who lives under his standard is a humble person, a person who is filled with God's love. St. Ignatius has a wonderful meditation on the three modes of humility, or as one of his first retreatants wrote, the 3 degrees of the love of God. With which degree can you identify? These degrees build on one another: less perfect, more perfect, and the perfect love of God. So he says, the first way of being humble, or to be a lover, we could also say a lover of God, is necessary for eternal salvation and consists in this: I so lower and humble myself as far as is in my power, that in all things I may be obedient to the law of God our Lord. Consequently, even though others would make me Lord of all the creatures in this world, or even to save my temporal life, never would I reach a decision to violate a commandment under either human or divine, which binds me under mortal sin. So the first level of humility, which is necessary for salvation, is that I won't commit a mortal sin, even if I would gain the whole world or save my life in this world. I'm not going to commit a mortal sin. I choose not, and I will not. That's basic. That's basic humility that'll keep me out of hell, that'll allow me salvation, that I won't choose a mortal sin. Okay, so that's a good start for level of humility or love of God. I won't commit a mortal sin, even if I'll save my life by doing it or gain the whole world. The second way of being humble is more perfect than the first. So we're moving from the first to the second. It is what I have when I find myself in this disposition: if my options are equally effective for the service of God our Lord and the salvation of my soul, I do not desire or feel myself strongly attached to having wealth rather than poverty, or honor rather than dishonor, or a long life rather than a short one. Furthermore, neither for all creation nor to save my life would I ever reach a decision to commit a venial sin. So in the second level, St. Ignatius says, even if I were to lose my life or gain the whole world, I wouldn't commit a single venial sin. Now that's some serious love of God there. I wouldn't choose to commit a single venial sin, which would offend God, even if it would save my life, even if I would gain the whole world by it. Wow. And that's only the second level. Moreover, in that second level, I have this, in the principal foundation, the basic Christian attitude is, I don't grasp onto wealth rather than poverty, or a long life rather than a short one, or honors rather than dishonors. I'm open to whatever God gives me. So I have this disponibility, which is an openness. Disponibility, it's an English word that's often it's fallen out of use, but we need to bring it back. It's a lovely word, disponibility. So that's the second level. Amazing, huh? That's the second level of love or humility. I remember when I first meditated that, I was like, wow, and there's a third level? What could possibly be that third level? So if the first level, I won't commit mortal sin. Second level, I'm detached from, I'm not clinging to anything, and I won't even commit a single venial sin on purpose against God. What could be the third? Well, here's the third. The third way of being humble is the most perfect and consists in this: when I possess the first and second ways, so it presupposes that you've already made it through the first 2 ways, and when the options equally further the praise and glory of God, if God can be served by this, in order to imitate Christ our Lord better and to be more like him here and now, I desire and choose poverty with Christ poor rather than wealth. I desire and choose contempt with Christ laden with it rather than honors. Even further, I desire to be regarded as a useless fool for Christ, who before me was regarded as such, rather than as wise or prudent person in this world. So if God will be equally served, I desire and I choose to experience what he experienced: his poverty, his being esteemed a fool, his being reproached, his experiencing contempt. That is an amazing love. It's a love inspired by the love of the beloved and wanting to experience on one's skin a little bit of what the beloved experienced. Christ experienced that. Let us ask him for the grace to be given that gift of the third degree or third mode of humility. God bless you.